Hello, welcome back. This is TJ. Listen, one of the reasons why I started this whole channel was because I've been in business for 25 years. And before that, as a high school student, as a college student, I was very interested in business. So I've read all the large books, the books written by the well-known authors about business. I've watched all the TV shows, the Shark Tanks, and the other guy on CNBC that helps fix businesses. And I've looked at every magazine published, Inc. magazine, Fast Company, Success magazine. All of those things are great, except for one big problem. Almost none of them deal with a business yours and my size. Everything they talk about is large business. And it sounds great, it really does, when you talk about some of the shows like, I think his name's Lemanis. I'm not sure of his first name. He's on CNBC. And Shark Tank. And all of the magazines that deal with entrepreneurship, they talk about scale. They talk about looking to grow to this massive size. They talk about corporate structure and board of directors and all of these things that, I'm going to be honest with you, don't really apply to the small business. They don't. Sure, you want to set up systems, and I'm an absolute proponent and huge fan of systems, but a lot of people see these shows and read these books and read these magazines and think, well, I'm going to start my business here in January, and I'm going to quit my job in March because this thing's going to go viral. It's a great idea. Everybody I talk to tells me what a great idea I have. So I'm going to give myself a couple more months at my job, and then I'm going to quit so I can devote all of my time to my new business because it's going to go viral. I know it. And then I'm going to set everything up to scale so that in 2 years I'm franchising companies, and within 5 years I have a franchise in every state in the country. It's a great goal, but in reality, it doesn't happen too often. It happens to a very, very small number of people. People talk about viral clips on the internet. Of all of the things that go on the internet every day, and there are hundreds of thousands of posts, videos, advertisements, ideas, new websites, of every single one of those that goes on the internet every day, next to none go viral. The percentage that actually do is so infinitesimal that it's not even worth talking about. Focus on being realistic. Focus on getting a client. Then focus on a second client. And then focus on getting so busy with your new company while you're still working that you often wonder, how am I going to even sleep tomorrow? That's when it's time to quit your job. Now, once you do quit your job, you're going to have to take a step backwards now, because now you've lost that income from that job. And unless you have 2 or 3 years worth of income already in your savings account. So let's say I have $90,000 in my savings account. Go ahead, quit your job. Go work your business full time. You'll be fine, hopefully, by the time that $90,000 runs out. But if you don't have that security, if you don't have that cushion, don't even consider it yet. Most businesses aren't grown the way that the TV shows and the way that magazines and books portray them. Most businesses are started like you and I are starting our businesses. A couple of people with a good idea, willing to work hard, but it's going to take time. Unfortunately, that is the only common denominator between all business startups, is it takes time. I don't care if you come out with the most innovative idea in the world, unless you have large investors behind you to market that idea, unless you have large amounts of money set aside, it's going to take you a long time to become an overnight success. Now, don't get me wrong. If you do have those angel investors, if you do have people that are willing to give you hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, go for it. But that is not what I would specialize in. That is, if that is what your plan is, you're at the wrong place right now. But if you're Sally Jane and you make awesome little knitted booties for infants, you're not going to go viral tomorrow, but you can start knitting some booties today. You can sell a couple booties to your friends and let them put a few of their pictures with their infant and their booties on Facebook, and then watch it show up on Instagram somewhere. And 4 or 5 years down the road, you might see your booties in a store being sold, and you don't have to have your other job. But until you get to the point where your new business has replaced your current income, you got to keep working. Don't sit back and think, this is such a great idea. I am going to put the cart before the horse. I'm going to quit my job because this thing's going to take off. And everybody tells me I got to have faith and I got to get out there and do it, because at the end of the day, everybody says being an entrepreneur means you're taking risk. That is the biggest lie that you're going to hear when you start a business. Entrepreneurs don't take risks. Some do, but most entrepreneurs that are in the long game, believe me, anything we are doing, we have war gamed all the way out. We have thought of every possible thing that's going to go wrong. We have planned for failures and we have planned for successes. And that's before we start. So don't think you need to take risk. Don't think you need to go take a loan. Don't think that because you saw somebody on Shark Tank come up with a really cool peanut butter and that peanut butter went viral within 2 weeks, that that's going to happen to you. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's not. So, sorry about that. Hit a pothole. So keep that in mind. We'll talk soon. Thanks, and we'll see you later.